Hello everybody, I'm Rebecca here at Why Mermaids, and happy Tag Friday. Today I am doing the Classics tag. I was tagged by Laura Luna Books, and this tag was created by Vienna over at It's a Book World. You can check out links to both of their pages down in the description below. Vienna from It's a Book World is a blogger, not a vlogger, so if you want to check out hers is the original one, you should go do that. So this tag is all about the classics, and as an English teacher, or former English teacher, as I now do journalism, I really like the classics. It was kind of hard, some of these. There were so many that I wanted to talk about and just didn't get the chance. So, just because I didn't include it doesn't mean I don't love it. Like, I really love Huck Finn, but I couldn't find a place to fit Huck Finn in, so it's not in here. But that's okay. That's okay. So anyway, let's just roll with it. The first question is an overhyped classic that you didn't really like. Well, mine is Catcher in the Rye, and I know a lot of people either love or hate Catcher in the Rye. Well, I am in the strongly dislike camp for Catcher in the Rye. I just was expecting it to blow my mind, and I kind of was like, this is a lot of waffling, and I just not really feeling it. So, sorry. Number 2 is your favorite time period to read about. Well, I don't really have a favorite time period to read about. I like to kind of alternate. I mean, I really love everything from like the 1800s. Like, I really like, obviously, Jane Austen and the Brontes, but I also really like reading about like American literature from the Civil War. I like reading American literature from the early 1900s, from the 1960s. Like, I'm kind of all over the place a little bit with my tastes. So, yeah, all of it. All of it. Number 3 is your favorite fairy tale, and I am going to go either with Beauty and the Beast, because I love Belle, because she loves books, or Rapunzel. I know more about the original tales of Rapunzel, because I actually just did a fairy tale unit with my creative writing class, and the story that we followed and read different versions of was Rapunzel. So I'm gonna go Rapunzel, because I actually know what the original story is, whereas Beauty and the Beast, all I know is the Disney movie. And that's not anything like the original, because there's nothing. None of them are like the original. But anyway, I do love Rapunzel, so we're gonna go Rapunzel. Number 4 is basically, it's worded weird, but it's what classic are you embarrassed that you haven't read yet? And I'm not really embarrassed that I haven't read it. I just feel like I should read it, and I haven't read it, and that is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. This one, I mean, my grandfather, like, this is his favorite book and movie, and I have never read it, and it's really sad of me, because I should probably read it. I love Civil War stories anyway. Like, I'm from the South, so I just really like Civil War stories. I don't know, I'm from Richmond. Richmond was the capital of the South. Like, it's a thing. It's ingrained in our bones and our blood, and there are no, like, I don't feel that the South was right, so don't give me hate on any of that. Trust me. But it's I need to read it. The next one is the top 5 classics that you would like to read soon, well, along with Gone with the Wind, and there's also a gigantic list of classics that I want to read. I am going to say for this question, these 5. So, 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I keep saying this, I keep saying it, and I just need to bite the bullet and do it. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But The Little Prince. And it's also, I'm kind of ashamed that I've only ever read Pride and Prejudice from Jane Austen, so I would really like to break that and start with Emma. So that's the first one that I want to read of all of her other books. Number 6 is your favorite modern book or book series based on a classic, and I am going with Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. This is basically the story of Peter Pan and how Peter came to have the powers and live on Neverland, and so how Peter Pan became Peter Pan. And I've only read the first one in the series so far. I have the second one, I just haven't read it yet. And I read it a while ago. I didn't love it when I read it, but yeah. I mean, I love Peter Pan, so Peter Pan. Number 7 is your favorite movie or TV series based on a classic, and I love movies. I majored in film, and I love books. I teach English. I love classics. So there were a lot that I really like. Basically, I try to make it a goal to watch every single Peter Pan retelling, except I haven't watched Jake and the Pirate thing, I don't know, whatever that TV show is, and I also haven't watched Peter Pan 2, the Disney movie, because no. But I've watched all the other ones, including one that's gonna answer the next question, which is the worst ones. So I really like most of those that I've seen. I'm really excited for Pan coming out very soon with Hugh Jackman. That looks amazing. I really liked all of the Peter Pans that I've seen. I love the Broadway version. The live one was eh. It was okay. It was okay. But Peter Pan, pretty much all of them. I also thought Lord of the Rings, those are classics. Those were really fantastic adaptations, like the best adaptations, in my opinion, of books in general. The Pride and Prejudice, the BBC miniseries with Colin Firth, because who doesn't love that miniseries? To Kill a Mockingbird is a fantastic book and a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, like Gregory Peck, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. The Great Gatsby, the new one with Leo, like, who doesn't love that movie? It's got some problems, but I still love it. I just love all of them. Number 8 is your worst classic movie adaptation. So here, back with my Peter Pan thing, I really like Peter Pan. It's the first, like, obsession that I really had where I became, like, fully on, whatever. Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan. So there was this movie that came out years ago, and it never actually, like, went to theaters. It was, like, just an independently released movie. It was called Neverland, and it was basically Peter Pan set in an amusement park, but they were all, like, doing drugs, and, like, they were all gay with each other, which I'm not against. That is not a problem. It's the way that it was done in the movie that was just, it was done just to do it. Like, it wasn't done for any good reason. It was just done to be shocking. And I didn't agree with that. And it was just weird. It was just weird. It was weird. It was terrible. Don't watch it. The sci-fi original series or mini series of Neverland, though, that was really good. And I highly recommend that one. Number 9, favorite editions of classics that you'd like to collect more of. Now, I mean, the drop cap ones are beautiful with the rainbow and the A, the B, and the C. They're beautiful, but I can't afford them. And I looked through it and I didn't love all the books that were in that edition, so I wouldn't want to, like, have, like, A and then, like, D and then G. It would just be weird. Because they don't, it's an alphabet, right? And then you're missing ones. So anyway, so those are really beautiful and I like them, but I also really like just the Penguin hardcover classics. And then I also have 2 of the Barnes & Noble collector's editions. I have Little Women and I have Pride and Prejudice. And these are really beautiful as well. They're very, like, they just make me feel like they're old-time classic-y books. And that's why I really like these as well. And these I feel like are more accessible to me because I shop at Barnes & Noble a lot anyway, that I could easily get them. But I do like the hardcover, Penguin hardcover ones with just like little pictures everywhere. Those are really cool. And number 10 is an underhyped classic that you would recommend to anyone. And I had a harder time with this with like underhyped classics because they're classics for a reason, like because so many people know them and have read them and they've stood the test of time and all of that. So like, I don't know, but I decided, I went on Goodreads and I like went on the like search classics and I kind of went to like page like 10 and was looking from there because I feel like they're not as popular if they're further on the list. I don't know. So I decided to include The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. This is a beautiful story of mother and daughter relationships and how coming to the cultural discourse between growing up in America and immigrating to America, between that parent and child. And it's really good and really beautiful, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I just read it for the first time like a year or 2 ago and absolutely fell in love. So I would recommend that one. Well, that is it for me today in the classics tag. This was fun because I got to talk about books that I don't normally get to talk about too often, besides Little Women, because I tend to throw that one out a lot because I love it and I would just really need to read it. So anyway, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite classic books are. And that is it for me today. I'll see you next time.